Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Troy Does Math, a video series where I do math problems I've never seen before to show you how I think about them. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a look at some factoring problems where you have to factor a trinomial. So way easier than last video, but you know, good to think about. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you kind of want to be aware of. Two things to keep track of are what sign goes here and whether the leading coefficient is a prime number or is a composite number. So, if the leading coefficient is a prime number, your only options are 2x and x. So that's going to cut down and make our problem a whole lot easier. If this is a plus sign, then your options are either plus plus or minus minus, because same times same multiplied together makes positive, so negative times negative is positive, positive times positive is positive. And in this case I want plus because I want them to both multiply to a positive and add to a positive. So then I've got my factors of 21, which are 7 and 3 and 1 and 21. So kind of the thing that jumps into my head, and this is because I practice this a lot, is the fact that 2 times 7 is 14, plus 3 times 1 is 17. So I learned my lesson in my last video where I didn't actually type in the answer. I better make sure I'm right. I think it's going to give me this scary, are you sure you want to submit your answer? I don't know, I'm a little nervous. Oh good, I'm right. Okay, so this is one of those problems. I'm glad one came up pretty soon. So there are two different ways to multiply to make 6x squared. So here's our problem, 6x squared minus 25x plus 21. So our options are either 6x and x or 3x and 2x. So either one of those things could multiply. My firsts could make 6x squared. So that makes it a little trickier. When I see minus plus, remember this plus tells me that their signs are the same. So 6x plus x plus, or 3x plus 2x plus, or the same thing with minuses. Since they have to add to a negative, it's going to be minus, 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 minus. Okay, so you can kind of think your way through this. Remember, you're thinking about multiplying across. If you put a 7 here, that's 21. And then you'd have to put a 3 here, which would be another 6, which would be 27. So too much. But the thing is, all of the other factors, like if I change that to a 21 and a 1, then that's like 63 and 2. That's like 65. Way too much. So that tells me that I'm going to switch to my other choices. And I know that if I put a 7 here, that's going to be too big, because that would make 42x. So I'm going to put the 3 here and the 7 here. 18 and 7 makes 25. Let's make sure I'm right. Jackpot. Okay, I want to do another one with a composite leading coefficient. Of course, I did just skip over 2. Whoops. Okay. So, just to illustrate what I mean, this starts with 4x squared. So that could be 4x and x, or it could be 2x and 2x. Either one of those is possible. Since 7 is prime, and I've got all positives, that really cuts down on my options. Since they're all positives, all my options are going to have plus signs. And this is a prime number, so if I put a 1 here and a 7 there, that gets me 14 and 2, which makes 16. So you might be saying, well, why not put a 1 here and a 7 there? I don't know, I've done these so many times, you know, never these exact problems, but it's just kind of a feeling that that would be too small, because that would only make 11x. So, nope. I wish I was getting some kind of like points for doing this. That'd be cool. You know, like maybe someone could give me some math bucks and I could redeem them for a bag of Skittles or something. All right. Okay. So let's call this our last one. Six x squared plus 5x minus 21. So cool. This one's got a new thing to think about. Same as before, since this is a composite number, it's not prime. There are multiple options. And what especially complicates things is that with a minus sign here, one of my signs has to be positive and one of my signs has to be negative. So it could be 6x plus something and x minus something, or it could be 6x minus and x plus. Or it could be, you know, the same thing but with 3. So it could be 3x plus and 2x minus, or it could be 3x minus and 2x plus. So lots of different possibilities. The good news about this, though, is that 21 has a small number of factors, so it's either 1 and 21 or 7 and 3. I always start with the numbers that are closer together. Just because they tend to, you don't have to multiply by like 21. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna try putting just want to see what happens if I put a 7 here and a 3 here. I like to start with the smaller numbers. I don't know what it is, it's just a feeling. Okay, so that gives me negative 14x. Whoops. Outers, what am I doing? And that gives me 9x. Together, that makes negative 5x. When that happens, and you wanted positive 5x, that tells you all you have to do is change the signs. So make it plus 7 minus 3. And that's our final answer. How did I get that? Well, I had a lucky guess. You know, the first thing I guessed worked, and that's just something that'll happen when you practice and you get better. All right. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you had fun.